Welcome to the Nerdiverse. Go ahead, sit and listen to the masters, the old heads, talk about what you love the most. Video games, comics, movies, and everything you need to maintain. We got the knowledge that's straight out the ether. Gonna need a drink and have to take a seat to expand your mind and listen to the speaker. Mike and the squad's gonna give you what you need. Please send in a question, come and get some answers, learn a couple lessons from the masters with the special guests. We got the Green Lanterns glowing on their chest. Yes, please sit back and relax, cause we're gonna hit you with them stone cold facts and allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome to Masters of the Nerdiverse, where we always have such sights to show you. You can find this bioweapon of a podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and the Google Plays. So if you're in the giant universal land of Google, you would prance within our fields. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G. And with me, as always, is my carnivorous co-host. That sounds
carnivorous co-host. What am I to you? I feel like I'm more of the comic relief, while you're the straight man. you have like really? Why is that? How do you feel this duo works out?
I don't know. I kind of felt like, yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna say, I feel like the other way around, but no.
Yeah, because you seem to have a lot more detail into the news, and I just go, well, why did you tell Kevin Spacey to do what he did?
For the record, he didn't listen to me the first time. And secondly, yeah, if anything, I'm Costello and you're Abbott. Yeah,
I'll take that.
I'll take it.
Costello lives
Abbott. True. And Costello fought Frankenstein for all those kids out there. He fought him with his
all those kids that remember Abbott and Costello.
Abbott and Costello. He fought Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Wolfman all at the same time. You want Avengers? Go watch Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein. It will blow your mind. Blow your mind.
The first Avengers movie.
That was the first Avengers back in the day. It had all the Universal monsters in it, dude. Mm-hmm. It had Bela Lugosi. It had Lon Chaney.
Did you hear, by the way, that they paused all the Universal Dark Monster movies now?
Yeah.
Did we cover that in the podcast?
I'm sure we did at some point because the Mummy was such a colossal failure that they're like, let's just stop and let's just make good movies. Can we just make good movies without having to worry about the intricate web of cinematic universes? It's too much, man. Like, it's just not everybody can do it, man. And apparently, no one can do it other than Marvel, for what it seems. I think the fad of cinematic universe is not gonna last a decade, man. I
don't know.
You know,
James Bond is a cinematic universe,
but I don't know. That's kind of like a theory, right? Like that James Bond is just a code name, and all these dudes. Every time a James Bond dies, they just get another James Bond in there. You know what I mean? That's how all these operatives look different but have the same name, which I love that theory. But it's not canon, though. It's not like they've said that's the case. You know what I mean?
Let's petition the White House to make it canon.
It's petition the White House. I want it to be James Bond meets Frankenstein. That's what I want.
No, you got to have a sexier monster. You need a sexier Vampirella.
What? Fine, I can rock with Vampirella. No, it could be Frankenstein gets mad at James Bond because James Bond sleeps with Frankenstein, the bride of Frankenstein.
This sounds like a Roger Moore James Bond.
Man, Roger Moore would do anything. Animal, mineral, or vegetable. Even the undead. So yeah, Roger Moore era James Bond has an affair with the bride of Frankenstein. The Frankenstein's monster is not having it. There can only be one. And the lady.
Speaking of Frankenstein, though, how was your week?
Yeah, it was pretty Frankenstein-y, actually. I'll go first. I didn't do much this week. I just I've been still stuck on my PSP, just playing new games. Like today, I just started playing Pokemon, just downstairs. Jeez. Not Pokemon Go, mind you, because I'm a lazy bastard. But regular old school ass Pokemon. I caught my first Pikachu today. I'm super hyped. I'm so old and lame. And yeah, I beat Leon Situation A for Resident Evil 2, and I'm still playing Metroid Prime Fusion. So I'm just, man, my PSP is my soul. It's my spirit animal right now. Just playing the hell out of that thing and looking for new ways to add on to it and build it. And I have plenty of gigs to do whatever I want. So I'll keep you posted on that. And the big thing I wanted to talk about this week for me was that I watched Luke Cage season 2 all the way through. Not much to say other than it's better than the first season. It's more balanced than the first season, because to me, the first season was so rock star at the first 6 episodes, and the last 6 episodes were so bad that it made it even. Whereas this had a steady churn of good storytelling throughout the entire thing. The villain was good. It actually made a certain character better. I'm not going to name who for those who haven't seen it yet, but I recommend checking it out. Binge it over a weekend. You know, if you like Luke Cage and you like Wu-Tang Clan and hip hop and jazz and Jamaican reggaeton, then you're you're good to go. It's a good series, man.
All right, that's good.
Pretty much been my week, man. You know, what's been going on with you, Winter?
Well, we had a power outage on Friday, which was pretty fun.
Power outage.
That sparked a pretty good conversation on Hitler. That was fun.
Damn.
Yeah, where a guy was getting chewed out by his girlfriend, and he said that he sucked. Like, man, I just sucked today. I'm like, well, at least you're not Hitler.
Yeah.
And I go, what? It's like, well, that's the ultimate cop out. Where it's like, I'm sorry that I'm such a piece of garbage right now today, but at least I'm not Hitler.
Yeah, I mean,
and then that sparked someone going, okay, Hitler, I can understand how he's a controversial figure, but he had some pretty good ideas. And then it's just like, whoa.
Whoa. Slow down.
We just entered into the danger zone.
Yeah, man. Like that's that Black Lives Matter. It's really over exaggerated. Yes. Like, whoa.
If you think about it, it's like not only does he think that Hitler had some good ideas, but he thinks so highly that he had good ideas that he needs to correct people about it. And it's like,
is that one of your youths that you check out? Is that one of your youths that?
No, this was at the bar. This is at the bar.
Shit, this is like a grown ass person.
Yes, this is a person that could have been alive during World War II.
Oh shit! So it was like a veteran. He served our country and shit.
Yes, he could have been a Nazi that snuck in to the United States, sort of thing.
This guy's a sleeper agent, dog.
Yeah. But I've been, as far as nerd news, I've been investigating, starting a YouTube channel. Yeah, looking at what would be the cheapest way to get into it, and trick question, there is no cheap way.
There is no cheap way, man.
Yeah. Just working on that. Been playing some Paladins.
Yeah.
If you guys do not, you know what Paladins is?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of games played on Twitch. Yeah.
Yeah, I personally think Paladins has some. So Paladins is High-Res Studios' answer to Overwatch, and Overwatch is Blizzard's answer to Team Fortress 2. Just to dig that in to you guys. But Paladins have a little bit more strategy, which I like. The healers are not as squishy as they possibly can be in Overwatch.
Yeah.
And I just like the whole concept of it. I think there's some things that we should praise about Paladins, but there's some things that are negative as well. Long matchmaking periods.
That's not even like your problem. That's like their server's problem. You know what I mean? Like they need to fix that.
Like, and by long, I mean like 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, which is like a common. Overwatch can get into the 2 to 3 minute range as well, but it just seems to happen a lot more with Paladins.
Yeah,
and it really shouldn't because it's I think it's still a free game, so they should be like a ton of broke people playing it.
That's weird. You know, but everybody's still playing Fortnite, I guess. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
So,
which, by the way, Hi-Rez has Realm Royale coming out.
Jeez, I hate Battle Royale. It's the worst new thing that's going on. Yikes!
No,
Michael,
we're not going down that rabbit hole again.
Fair enough. You want to get into some news?
Let's get into some news.
Let's get into the news. I'm going to start off this news with what I like to call the Spider-Man Power Hour. Power Hour.
It's time to listen to the Power Hour.
Power. Say that 70.
When you got some power, you need to have an hour.
You got an
hour?
hour?
1-800
Power Hour. 1-800 Power Hour. Man, hashtag Power Hour. All right, let's get to the Spider-Man news because there's a little bit of it. So it has been adornished and branded as the Power Hour. So firstly, Sony is Sonying it up to the worst degree. I hate Sony Pictures. I'm mad at Sony because of what they're doing with Fortnite and the whole stealing people's information or locking people's information behind their Fortnite wall. I'm so mad at Sony PlayStation. I'm mad. I've always been mad at their pictures, their movie studio. And now they got the bright idea to make a Silk standalone movie. And you're probably saying, well, who's Silk? It's a superhero. She's a Korean-American superhero, I believe. Her name is Cindy Moon. Cindy Moon, who is no more than 2. And to give you the shortness of what Silk is Silk's origin story is that the same spider that bit Peter Parker and made him Spider-Man also bit Cindy Moon on the same day around the same time. Stupid.
Yeah, but then it died.
It died. It died, and it turned into cosmic dust to bite no one ever again. So Cindy Moon has been in like a weird kind of coma, I believe is how it goes. She's in like a web cocoon for like 20 years, something nuts. She's not on the scene. She's not Spider-Manning it up at the same time Peter is, but she just appears in the MCU as a new character who has similar abilities to Peter Parker, but different. You know how that goes. So Sony has decided that this clone of Spider-Man technically deserves her own movie, all dependent on how Venom does, which I've decided to boycott completely. But it's just why, I guess, because they can. And it's just, especially when it's not going to have any tie to Spider-Man because Spider-Man is currently doing the Marvel thing, our Marvel Studios. So it's like, let's have a Robin movie, but not mention Batman. You know, just no.
Right?
Why?
Now, I do have a spider question for you.
Sure.
Does the creation of Silk involve a spider web?
Yes, there's spider silk in real life. There's spider silk that's supposedly at large magnification is stronger than steel. It's a whole certain clothes are made from spider silk. It's a very
I wanted to just check that out.
Yeah, yes.
Because like her name's Silk, but she doesn't shoot out silk. She shoots out spider webs.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's like her whole costume is her original costume was just a bunch of spider webs covering her in like a real subjective kind of creepy way. But then
we're looking at early 90s comics.
Right. It was very, the character's not that old, but she had a very early 90s design at first, but she got a decent suit afterwards. You know, it's fine. But, Silk is, I guess, going to get a movie depending on how Venom does, which I hope Venom does bad. Is that weird that I hope against I hope ill will against Venom. I don't want it to do well at all.
Yes, you should be ashamed of that.
Oh, well. I'll say 3 Hail Marys and keep it pushing. The second part of the Spider-Man Power Hour is that the Spider-Man sequel has finally gotten a official name. And they're calling it Spider-Man Far From Home. I guess it's some kind of homecoming tie-in. Mm. And of course, a Big Mouth Holland who just can't keep this stuff under wraps. He always finds a way to like spoil this stuff. And the studios get super heated at him, which I think is hilarious. But yeah, he kind of gave up the news and everybody's speculating on what that name could mean. And it's going to have double meanings. And we'll see. It's a name. It's fine. Word around the campfire is that a lot of filming's been going on in like Europe and like France. So maybe Peter becomes exchange student in France and meets Mary Jane over there or something. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, Mary Jane. Okay.
It's funny. That is the same Mary Jane, but not the same Mary Jane.
Oh. Well, make sure before she dies, like, didn't she die in like one of the Spider-Man movies in the Spider-Man universe?
No, you're thinking about Gwen Stacy. That's Spider-Man's first girlfriend. It's better girlfriend.
Because I was about to say that he needs to make sure that they have a little like date together, and then they go to like a dance hall, and they can have one last dance with Mary Jane.
I'm in love with Mary Jane. Well, funny fact, though, Mary Jane actually...
He didn't laugh at the joke, but I thought it was a good joke where I fit in the Tom Petty song.
You know what? We were thinking about 2 different Mary Jane songs.
2 different cultures just collided.
Yeah, man. This is what the universe is all about, man. 2 worlds colliding.
We just found another ring, affinity ring. For the
we found the Unity Stone.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Did you scroll down on the site, by the way? This coming soon. This just came out today. I just want to throw it out there. Jared Leto to star in Sony's Morbius the Living Vampire movie.
Thank you. That is actually the last piece of the Spider-Man Power Hour. Okay. So, yeah, you did a perfect segue for that. So, yeah, Jared Leto, who is the Joker in the Batman, in the DCEU, is going to star, or at least is set to star, as Michael Morbius, the living vampire, and yet another Sony grab at Spider-Man stuff. Now, Morbius, okay, people are like, who's Morbius? And Morbius is kind of like a genetic mistake, kind of like how Peter Parker is. He wasn't bitten by a radioactive bat or anything stupid like that. But he is a living vampire, meaning that he's not undead. So he's not technically a vampire, but he's still a bat and he still drinks blood and all that crazy stuff. He's been more primarily a Spider-Man villain, but he has teamed up with Ghost Rider and he has teamed up with like Blade. And so he's been around the Marvel Universe for quite some time. Mm-hmm. So this character could exist outside of Spider-Man and still kind of work in a way, because he's not completely married to the Spider-Verse, so to speak. He was just he kind of got his shine in Spider-Man. For those who are old enough, remember the 90s cartoon, Give Me Plasma. He's, Morbius stuff. So, we'll see.
I could care
Jared Leto's a weird actor. I wonder if Jared Leto's going to drink real blood on set and just freak everybody out. Man, he'd do it too. He would do it. Speaking of people drinking blood, the Sci-Fi Channel has announced that they're going to have a new television series based off of the Clive Barker novel in the film Nightbreed.
Everyone remember Nightbreed? No?
Nightbreed? No. The weird kind of X-Men kind of mutant. They're kind of like Morlocks, the Nightbreed, where they chill out in cemeteries and they have this huge, deep culture. But Nightbreed was his 80s, not horror movie. I wouldn't even call it a horror movie. It's more like, it's like Goonies, but more adult in a weird way. I don't know how to describe Nightbreed. I would suggest to watch it because it's very weird and it has a bunch of really good special effects in it. And apparently the lore is huge. So there's tons of places to go and you become the Nightbreed, you can be kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? You can be brought into the fold of the Nightbreed. You die, and then you become reborn as some weird creature feature thingy. Like, it's like becoming a mutant, kind of. And so Sci-Fi Channel's like, yeah, we're going to make this into a series, which I think is a good idea.
It's a good idea. But I feel like they're also, like, there's so many other potential projects. Like, they could have just done Kojak Night Stalker.
Ooh, but they've never tried Nightbreed. Kojak had a resurgence, like, in the 90s, didn't he?
Yeah, but I want Kojak.
It's fine. No, it's you know what you want? You just want X-Files again, right?
No, I do. I learned my lesson saying that I want the X-Files again. I learned my lesson. No. May it die a healthy death.
I just want a X-Files Millennium creature feature investigation show. I don't care what it's about. Mm-hmm. Nightbreed could be that. It could be a private investigator who goes and investigates the Nightbreed.
Well, you can just watch Supernatural for you. There you go.
Oh, shut up. I followed Supernatural for the first 10 seasons. Yeah. I couldn't keep it. Just gets exhausting, dude. Supernatural is so exhausting. Ugh. But those guys are making money though, so I can't hate. It's the CW's biggest show outside of all their DC stuff.
And it's so good. It has the same issue with like other big shows where they try to do spin-offs, but the spin-offs die. Like they die on the table. Like they die on the vine. They've tried twice already to do a Supernatural spin-off, and I think they're about to do another one based in Chicago because Chicago has different monsters, and Chicago's hot right now for some reason.
They have the Jersey Devil out there. It's so hot right now.
Yeah. So
aren't they supposed to be doing like a spin-off show for like all of the female hunters, like that female group of hunters? They're just going to do them, kind of like a Charmed kind of thing, but in a Supernatural. Yeah, you sound so exhausted. I don't care
because you worked so well for Ghostbusters.
Jeez. Well, I think that would have been amazing with good writing.
Yeah, but
they left it to idiots. And 98% of that movie was ad-libbed. Oh, man. Speaking of people making bad mistakes, the makers of the Westworld game are being sued by Bethesda based on copyright infringement. This is kind of the stupidest thing I've ever heard of the year. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to explain exactly what's going on. So let's start from the beginning. Bethesda has Fallout, right? Everybody loves them some Fallout. The company that made the Fallout game, Fallout Shelter, which is a pretty popular iOS game, was hired by, I would say, HBO, are the makers of Westworld, to make a similar game for Westworld. You say, make a Westworld Shelter, right? Mm-hmm. And everything you make is ours. We own it because of copyright and all that, but make a similar game. What this company did was outright copy the exact same data down to glitches.
Yeah.
From the Fallout Shelter game to the Westworld game. Completely identical outside of like redesigned characters. And so someone knocked on Bethesda's door. It's like, hey guys, check this shit out. These guys have a very similar game. And then they went into the meat and potatoes of it, the actual coding, and the coding is exactly the same. So they're like, oh, what? We've been hacked. We've been hacked. Like errors and glitches that happen within the game that pass, once the game has been greenlit. They tried replicating them on the Westworld game, and they were the exact same to the millisecond errors. So they were like, sue, mine. So they immediately called out HBO and Westworld for their bullshit. And Westworld's like, wait, you guys made this. You guys didn't make us a fresh new game? Like, no, you just told us to make the exact same thing. Like, we didn't mean the exact same thing. We didn't mean just to copy your homework.
Good grief.
It's the dumbest thing ever. Good grief. They deserve all their heat. And plus, I'm hearing that Westworld Season 2 isn't that
I heard
great.
that.
So, whatever.
This is what happens. I did not predict it this time, but once the first season was good because like, oh, it's a mystery. But then they had the Lost conundrum of like, okay, where do we go from here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's hard to moonwalk when you wrote yourself into a corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, Bethesda has every right to get their money. That mess is stupid. It's just really bad oversight, and they're pretty much dumb. So, speaking of bad oversight, this is also stupid. The makers of Metal Gear Rising on the Mac, the guys who ported that game, the game is bricked, meaning it's unplayable due to DRM, which is digital rights media. Pretty much it means that the person who made this didn't make it right. And so the inner workings of, let's say, Steam or however you buy it won't let you play it on Mac. There's something, it just broke. And when asked to comment, the company that made this just disappeared. they just with no comment. So if you happen to buy a copy of Metal Gear Rising on the Mac, thinking you're going to play it, I'm sorry, man. That's the most SOL anybody could ever be, man. It's rough. Dude.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't know.
Rough,
it's that's just weird to me. So, yeah.
Isn't it just
plays
weird?
games on
it's
Mac
like
anymore?
Two companies with such short-sightedness. I know, right? Like, I'm gonna break up my old my Apple, my green colored Apple, in place of Metal Gear Rising. But for those 10 people who bought the game, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
And possibly, I'll apologize for you. And possibly my favorite article from the week is there's a new game coming out by CD Projekt Red called Cyberpunk 2077. And these are the guys who made The Witcher 3, which is one of my favorite games of all time. And just an overall bomb-ass studio, right? They just make really good games, right? So, to start this at the beginning, this company flat out owns the Cyberpunk rights and flat out owns the game-making rights for Witcher. And in Witcher 3, one of the characters named Ciri, who is the daughter of the main character, can do all types of crazy time travel, power, universe jumping stuff, right? And she mentions a moment where she goes to a crazy land, which you won't believe, with flying chariots and people made of metal and laser pew pew guns. So everybody was thinking, oh, she's talking about Cyberpunk 2077, right? She's making a reference to that. So ever since Cyberpunk 2077 has been announced at this past E3, people have been asking the maker of the game, so when are we going to get that Ciri? Is that Ciri cameo going to show up? Is The Witcher going to show up in Cyberpunk? And the owner had the funniest response I've heard in a very long time. The owner's like, and pardon my French, the owner's like, look, I understand that you guys are excited for this game. I understand that you guys are excited for The Witcher, and that when these things happen, we have a certain obligation to close the loop on these certain things. But that being said, this is never going to happen. I hate this idea. We're not effing Kingdom Hearts.
How dare you?
We're not mixing worlds. Leave me alone asking me this question. I'm tired of hearing it. This is you guys' favorite question. You guys ask me every single day on Twitter or on interviews. Like, I'm tired of talking about it. It's not happening. But the funny thing is that other people in the industry are like, yeah, it's happening.
Them fighting words.
He's just salty. Yeah, so we're not effing Kingdom Hearts. I love it. So yeah, man. I love that content creators can feel so much pressure from their audience to the point where they have to lash out. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy to me. You know?
But hey, that's what happened recently to Battlefield 5 on Reddit. If we want to get into that.
Yeah, what happened with that?
Well,
what happened with
similar to creators lashing out, Battlefield 5 closed like portions of their Reddit threads or whatever it's called, due to too many, like tons of discussions over like the historical accuracy of the game. And they actually said, like in a message, like, we're tired of the bullshit. If you do this, we will delete your your post.
We're just gonna ban you.
One of the
who's who's nitpicking historical accuracy in a video game?
Nerds,
right? Nerd. It's like, I'm not looking for historical accuracy in like Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm fighting Set for the Lord's sake. Like, I'm fighting Anubis. I'm not looking for historical accuracy.
Yep.
That rifle should have shot 1/3 slower than how it does in the game. I hope somebody got fired for that. It's like, like what? You guys need to relax. All fans, including me, including everybody in the Nerdiverse, every once in a while, we just need to relax, man. Oh, man. Speaking of relaxing, you want to relax to some questions, Winner?
Wait, we're already done?
Short news week, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're in that funny space where it's the afterglow of E3, but next month is Comic-Con. So there's like no news right now because everybody's holding their guns for Comic-Con. So it's like, so short news week, man. Short news week.
Wow. But
if you want to ask us a question, or let us know how you feel about the news week, and if maybe you have some information you'd like to send our way, you can send that to mastersofthenerdiversecast@gmail.com. That is mastersofthenerdiversecast@gmail.com. Questions. That was weird. My brain kind of stopped for a second. What is your favorite depiction of nonlinear storytelling?
My favorite depiction of nonlinear storytelling? I think
in media res, as they say.
I like. I think the classic would be Reservoir Dogs.
That's funny.
I think that's one of the great starts. Well, I bet we can trace this all the way back to. We can go to Dead on Arrival, a classic film noir, which starts off with the guy heading to the police station, already poisoned, and he's like, "I want to report a murder." Yeah. And he goes, "Who?" And the officer goes, "Who?" He goes, "My own murder." Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, because he's poisoned, and then it just shows where he's been, that type of crap. So, Reservoir Dogs kind of takes it a step further, going, not only are we going to show you what happened, well, we don't actually show you the real event. We show you the effects immediate right after the bank robbery going wrong. We'll show you that one of them was a cop the whole time, and his origin story of being a cop, sort of thing. I thought that was fascinating.
That's what's up, man. Like you mentioned Reservoir Dogs, and for me, it was like Pulp Fiction, where the story is all over the place, right? Like, you have to really watch it a couple of times to kind of get a grip on when things start and when things end in that movie. And also another movie like that is Chris Nolan's Memento.
Yeah, that's good.
It's like that a lot, where the guy can only remember, he can only remember up to a certain point. So he can't remember anything day to day. So he has to kind of figure out this conspiracy or kind of this murder mystery where he lies to himself. People are lying to him. He can't trust his own notes. So it's constantly going back and forth. So I think that's a good example of in media res and nonlinear storytelling. What was one of your favorite playground games as a kid? On the playground is recess. What's winter playing?
Mental warfare with other kids. No, I was homeschooled.
Dr. Doom over
but
here.
During high school, I would play hacky sack, or footbag is the official term.
Footbag this.
Yep. What he said.
Yeah, man. Prince of Footbag. That's the name of the podcast this week. Prince of Footbag. Yeah, man. You did it. The game I like to play as a kid. You ever play Foursquare? You ever play Foursquare Winner?
No.
Where you have to bounce the ball between the squares and you have to trick the other kid because if you bounce it a certain way, they can't bounce it back. It's like 4-player tennis in a weird way. And you draw a giant square and draw 4 squares within the square. Each kid stands in the square and you hit the ball into the square and the kid has to hit the ball into the other square to make the kid not be able to hit the ball into the other square. It's a ball in a cup. You get the ball, put it in the cup. So I was the lord and master of Foursquare when I was a kid. I had a cape and everything. Baller.
A cape and everything. All right.
Yeah, I was the lord of Foursquare, dog. Last question. Ooh, this is a quick week. What is the best advice you've ever been given?
The best advice I've ever been given, huh? Be yourself, my dude. Probably would be something.
Be yourself, my dude.
Yeah, because there was a certain point in time where you tried to fit in, sort of thing, and that only goes so far. And then you're like, I need to let my freak flag fly. You know what I mean? And you just need to just be yourself.
Yeah, why go against the grain, man? If you're in a certain thing and your buddies don't dig it, then maybe you should get new friends that do.
And I got that from what was it? It was an Audio Slave song. Be Yourself is the title.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I got some other ones, but that's the one that comes to mind right now.
Yeah, man. The best advice I've ever gotten was from an auto shop teacher who was an asshole, but he was really wise.
Yeah.
He's like an evil Yoda.
He's an evil Yoda.
Real short. But he told me, and I use this with everything, measure twice, cut once. Right?
Right.
That means take a second time to think about what you're doing before you execute. And when you do execute, make sure it's the right execution. It makes you stop and think. It makes you not so brash. Growing up, I was really, when I first was growing up, I was really kind of like just really spastic, too much energy, mind going too fast. So I would constantly try to think of 101 different things and then try to fix it 101 different ways. But it's like, no, think about it as much as you need and then make sure you're making the right choice. And if it's the wrong choice, then you move on with life and you figure it out, Measure twice, cut once, ladies and gentlemen. Word. Man, this was a short week, but that's okay. Short and sweet. Sweet. What do you plan on doing this week, Quinta?
Well, I believe we have a little special get-together happening this Saturday that we're going to be working on.
Yeah.
You and I.
It's our anniversary.
Yeah.
Actually, today's date, when this went on out, because it's our 1 year anniversary for MOTN, I will say that today, the 27th of June, is the exact date of last year's launch. So we've been doing this for a year now. I'll probably put in some kind of cheering effect here, something weird. But yes, we do have something special. That was Yatta! You gotta do the Chun-Li.
Yeah.
I do the Shermie, the Yatta. So we're definitely planning something weird and awesome this weekend. Mm-hmm. So hopefully I will have the 1 year anniversary spectacular.
We're all going to meet
sometime
at
next week.
Guy Fieri's restaurant, and we're going to eat while recording.
Yeah, man, we're going to have some wasabi wonton soup pizza, and we're going to get sick. We're going to throw up in his restaurant. It's going to be amazing. So look forward to that. Also, please check out our Patreon. I've been working on it and kind of learning how that thing actually works. So I think I have a pretty good grip on how content's going to come out for the show going for this next year. And hopefully it'll be a big boost for the channel and it can help us grow because, we had really good numbers, and I thank everyone who's listening to this show. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for keeping along with us. Or if this is your first time hearing us, keep up with us. We're always having a good time here at Masters of the Nerdiverse, and it's only going to get bigger and better. So definitely check out our website, mastersofthenerdiversecast.com, and check out our Patreon. Check out our YouTube channel, Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Google Play, our Twitter. I'm working on optimizing our SEO so we can reach more people and spread the word, spread the church of the Nerdiverse. Hopefully, we can grow our congregation. Any passing thoughts, Winner, before we close this bad boy out?
Yeah, I'm revamping my entire web outlook. I'm probably going to be changing a few things on my Twitter account and my Facebook. Probably going to be using my username more often now, Trash Monk.
Trash Monk, he's never died, guys. Trash Monk is forever.
It's just I've had too many people try to find me online recently, so I gotta bring that down a bit.
Yeah, Trash Monk is forever. He lives in us all. I love it. Oh, man. This has been a very short and sweet show, but from the bottom of my heart, I thank all you guys for listening. I have, of course, been your host, Mike G.
And I've been your host, Winter Sturdivant.
And we will always ask you to take that one.
Nothing. I just realized I used my last name after just saying I'm trying to be on
hide your anonymity. Hence why my name is Mike G. Any astute person will be able to find me on Facebook, but whatever. I'm just going to be Mike G because that's the name. So, and he's Winter Trash Monk. We'll work it out, Winter. We're going to make it happen. And we're always going to ask you to take that one step beyond.